Hello, everyone, and welcome to ChillTalk English. I'm Henry.
And I'm Emma. Today, we're going to learn how to talk about hobbies and free time activities in English.
You know, last weekend, I tried baking for the first time. I made a terrible cake, but I had so much fun. It reminded me how important hobbies are for happiness.
That's a great story, Henry. Hobbies are perfect conversation topics, too. Today, we'll teach you easy phrases to discuss what you enjoy doing in your free time.
If you find this helpful, please like our video, share it with friends learning English, and subscribe to our channel for more lessons.
Scene 1. At a cafe.
In our first scene, Emma and I will be at a cafe. I'll play the role of Mike, and Emma will be Sarah. We're friends catching up over coffee.
Let's begin.
Hi, Sarah. It's so good to see you. How have you been?
Hi, Mike. I've been great. Busy with work, but trying to make time for hobbies, too.
That's important. What do you like to do in your free time?
I really enjoy reading. I read at least one book every week.
Wow! What kind of books do you like?
I mostly read mystery novels. They're so exciting. What about you?
I love playing guitar. I practice every evening after work.
That's cool. How long have you been playing?
For about 2 years now. I'm not very good yet, but I really enjoy it.
Do you take lessons or learn by yourself?
I watch videos online and practice songs I like. It's a fun way to relax.
I'd love to hear you play sometime. Do you perform anywhere?
Not yet. Maybe someday. Do you have any other hobbies besides reading?
I also like hiking. I try to go hiking every weekend when the weather is nice.
That sounds wonderful. Where do you usually go hiking?
There are some nice trails near my house. Do you enjoy outdoor activities?
I do. I like cycling, and sometimes I go swimming in the summer.
We should go hiking together sometime. It's always more fun with friends.
That would be great. Maybe next weekend.
Perfect. Let's plan it. Vocabulary and phrase breakdown.
Great job with that conversation. Now, let's explain some key phrases.
First, in your free time means when you're not working or studying. You can say, "What do you do in your free time?" Or, "I like to read in my free time."
Next, at least means the minimum amount. Like in our dialogue, I read at least one book every week.
You can also say, "I practice at least 3 times a week."
Another useful phrase is, how long have you been? We use this to ask about duration. For example, how long have you been playing guitar? Or, how long have you been learning English?
We also used not yet. This means something hasn't happened, but might in the future. Like, I don't perform anywhere, not yet.
Finally, it's always more fun with friends is a great expression to suggest doing activities together. You can say, let's go to the movies. It's always more fun with friends. Now, let's practice some of these phrases. Repeat after me. What do you like to do in your free time?
What do you like to do in your free time?
I read at least one book every week.
I read at least one book every week.
How long have you been playing guitar?
How long have you been playing guitar?
I don't perform anywhere, not yet.
I don't perform anywhere, not yet.
It's always more fun with friends.
It's always more fun with friends.
Excellent. Now try using these phrases in your own sentences about your hobbies.
Scene 2. At a park.
For our second scene, Emma and I will be at a park. I'll play the role of Lisa, and Henry will be David. We're strangers who start talking while watching a basketball game. Henry, let's begin.
Wow, they're really good at basketball, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Do you play basketball?
Not really. I'm not very good at sports. What about you?
I play sometimes with friends. It's fun, but I'm not great either.
What sports do you enjoy then?
I like swimming and jogging. I jog every morning before work.
That's impressive. I find it hard to wake up early to exercise.
It was difficult at first, but now I'm used to it. Do you exercise regularly?
I try. I go to the gym twice a week. I mostly do yoga and Pilates.
I've never tried yoga. Is it difficult?
Not really. It's very relaxing and good for your health. You should try it sometime.
Maybe I will. Besides exercise, what do you like to do for fun?
I love cooking. I cook dinner almost every night.
That's a great hobby. What kind of food do you like to cook?
I enjoy making Italian food. Pasta is my specialty. Do you like cooking?
I'm terrible at cooking. I usually order takeout or eat simple meals.
Everyone can learn to cook. You should start with something easy.
Maybe you could teach me sometime. I'd like to learn.
Of course. Cooking is more fun when you do it with others.
That sounds like a plan. Maybe
Excellent
next weekend.
conversation.
Perfect.
Now, let's explain some key phrases.
First, not really is a gentle way to say no. For example, do you play basketball? Not really. It's softer than saying no.
Next, I find it hard to means something is difficult for you. Like in our dialogue, I find it hard to wake up early. You can also say, I find it hard to learn new languages.
Another useful phrase is I'm used to it. This means something is now normal or easy for you, even if it was difficult before. For example, I'm used to waking up early now.
We also used takeout. This means food you buy from a restaurant to eat at home. Like, I usually order takeout when I don't want to cook.
Finally, specialty means something you are very good at making or doing. For example, pasta is my specialty, or baking cakes is my specialty. Now, let's practice these new phrases. Repeat after me. Not really. I'm not very good at sports.
Not really. I'm not very good at sports.
I find it hard to wake up early.
I find it hard to wake up early.
Now, I'm used to it.
Now I'm used to it.
I usually order takeout.
I usually order takeout.
Pasta is my specialty.
Pasta is my specialty.
Great job! Now try using these phrases when talking about your own hobbies and activities.
Scene 3, at the workplace. For our third scene, Emma and I will be at an office during lunch break. I'll play the role of Tom, and Emma will be Jennifer. We're colleagues getting to know each other better.
Let's begin.
This sandwich is delicious. Did you make it yourself?
Yes, I did. I enjoy cooking, so I usually bring my own lunch.
That's impressive. I'm too lazy to cook in the morning.
It doesn't take much time if you prepare the night before. What do you usually do for lunch?
I mostly buy something from the cafe downstairs. It's convenient but expensive.
I understand. Cooking at home saves money. What do you like to do after work?
I usually watch TV shows or movies. I'm a big fan of science fiction.
Oh, interesting. I don't watch much TV. I prefer listening to music or podcasts.
What kind of music do you like?
I enjoy all kinds, but especially jazz and classical. How about you?
I like rock music. I also play video games sometimes.
Really? I've never played video games. Are they difficult?
Some are, but many are easy to learn. They're a good way to relax.
I usually relax by reading magazines or taking long walks.
That sounds nice. Do you have any plans for this weekend?
I'm going to visit my sister. We might go shopping or see a movie.
That sounds fun. I'm planning to stay home and rest. Maybe work on my garden.
You have a garden? That's wonderful. I'd love to have a garden, but I live in an apartment.
It's just a small one, but I enjoy growing vegetables and flowers.
That must be very rewarding. Do you spend a lot of time on it?
Not too much, just a few hours every weekend. It's my favorite way to relax.
Vocabulary and phrase breakdown.
Great workplace conversation. Now, let's explain some key phrases.
First, I'm too lazy to means you don't want to do something because it requires effort. For example, I'm too lazy to cook in the morning, or I'm too lazy to exercise today.
Next, convenient but expensive describes something that is easy but costs a lot of money. Like, buying lunch is convenient but expensive.
Another useful phrase is I'm a big fan of. This means you really like something. For example, I'm a big fan of science fiction movies. Or, she's a big fan of Italian food.
We also used I've never to talk about experiences you haven't had. Like, I've never played video games. Or, I've never been to Japan.
Finally, rewarding means something that makes you feel good because you did it well or it has good results. For example, gardening is very rewarding, or teaching children is rewarding work.
Now, let's practice these phrases. Repeat after me.
I'm too lazy to cook in the morning.
I'm too lazy to cook in the morning.
It's convenient but expensive.
It's convenient but expensive.
I'm a big fan of science fiction.
I'm a big fan of science fiction.
I've never played video games.
I've never played video games.
Gardening is very rewarding.
Gardening is very rewarding. Perfect. Now, try using these phrases to talk about your own preferences and activities.
Scene 4. Family dinner.
For our final scene, Emma and I will be at a family dinner. I'll play the role of mom, and Henry will be dad. We're talking with our teenage daughter, who will be played by me in a different voice.
How was school
Let's
today,
begin.
sweetheart? It was okay. We had a test in math.
I hope you studied hard for it.
I did. Can I watch TV now? My favorite show is on.
Did you finish your homework first?
Not yet. I'll do it after dinner.
That's fine. What show do you want to watch?
It's a new cooking competition. I really enjoy watching it.
That's nice. Maybe you'll get interested in cooking too.
Maybe. I prefer baking. I tried making cookies last weekend.
How did they turn out?
Actually, they were pretty good. I want to try making a cake next time.
That's wonderful. I can help you if you want.
Thanks, Mom. What did you do today?
I worked in the garden this morning. I planted some new flowers.
And I went to my painting class in the afternoon.
I didn't know you take painting classes.
Yes, I started last month. It's very relaxing.
Your mom is very talented. Her paintings are beautiful.
Can I see them sometime?
Of course. They're in the living room. You should find a hobby you enjoy too.
I have one. I love taking photos with my phone.
That's a great hobby. You have a good eye for interesting pictures.
Thanks, Dad. Maybe I could show you some of my photos later.
We'd love to see them. It's important to have hobbies you're passionate about.
Wonderful family conversation. Now, let's explain some key phrases.
First, how did they turn out means you want to know the result of something. For example, how did your cookies turn out? Or, how did your test turn out?
Next, pretty good means something is better than just good, but not excellent. Like in our dialogue, the cookies were pretty good. You can also say, your English is pretty good.
Another useful phrase is have a good eye for. This means someone is naturally good at noticing or creating something beautiful. For example, you have a good eye for photography, or she has a good eye for fashion.
We also used passionate about. This means you really love something and have strong feelings about it. Like, it's important to have hobbies you're passionate about.
And finally, talented means someone has a natural ability to do something well. For example, your mom is very talented at painting, or he's a talented musician.
Now let's practice these final phrases. Repeat after me. How did your cookies turn out?
How did your cookies turn out?
They were pretty good.
They were pretty good.
You have a good eye for photography.
You have a good eye for photography.
I'm passionate about music.
I'm passionate about music.
She's very talented at painting.
She's very talented at painting.
Excellent work. Now, try using these phrases to talk about hobbies and talents in your own life.
Okay, everyone, let's quickly recap what we've learned so far.
We've learned how to talk about hobbies and free time activities in different situations.
We covered phrases like, what do you like to do in your free time? And how long have you been blank?
We also learned expressions such as I'm too lazy to and I'm a big fan of.
And we practiced talking about different hobbies, like reading, playing music, cooking, gardening, and photography.
Remember, asking about hobbies is a great way to start conversations and make friends.
In the next part, we'll give you a challenge to practice what you've learned.
Listener challenge. Now it's time for your challenge. We want you to write a sentence in the comments below about your favorite hobby.
You could say something like, in my free time, I enjoy, or I'm passionate about, or I've been blank for.
We'll read some of your answers in our next episode, so don't be shy. We can't wait to learn about your hobbies.
To wrap up, today we learned easy phrases for talking about hobbies and free time activities.
We practiced in 4 different scenes: at a cafe, in a park, at the workplace, and during a family dinner.
Remember, sharing your hobbies is a great way to connect with people and practice your English.
Thank you for joining us on ChillTalk English today.
Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more lessons.
See you next time. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.